Hi guys, welcome to my channel, The Golden Cruiser. I'm Cindy and today we're going to be talking about things that everyone loves about cruising, but maybe not everyone. So let's take a look at some things that people love about cruising. They say it's their favorite part, but that's not for everyone. So let's take a look at some of these things and I'll let you know what I think about each one of these also. And you can let me know in the comments what you think of these things we're going to talk about. So sit right down, get your favorite drink, get a snack, and let's relax and talk about cruising. Number one is the buffets. Now, many passengers love the buffet. They can't wait to get on that ship on embarkation day and head straight to the buffet for lunch. But once you get there, there's the long line because everybody else loves the buffet and they're there too. So let me tell you some things that I myself do not love about the buffet and others also, even though the majority of passengers eat at the buffet each day. The first thing is, like I said, the crowds. There's usually a long line to get in if you're like on embarkation day or peak times for a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're going to wait in line. Then you have to get up there, get your plate. You're juggling your plate, carrying it along, picking your foods, using those same serving utensils that thousands of other cruisers have used, and who knows if they've washed their hands, if they have a cold and they rub their nose and then touch those utensils, you're touching them also. That's one thing I really don't like about buffets since COVID hit. I wish the buffet crew members would serve you the food. It would be a lot better. So then you get your food and then you have to look for where to sit. Now, a lot of cruises lately, they're so packed, you're walking around for a long time trying to find somewhere to sit. You finally find it, you sit down, and oh yeah, you need to go get your drink now. Now you have to go over to the fountains and get your drink you want, get back to your table, sit down. You haven't washed your hands again after touching all those utensils, but you're going to go ahead and eat, and now your food is cold. So, is it really worth it? A lot of people think it's quicker to get in and out of the buffet. Maybe they have a port day and they need to get to an excursion, but it's not always easy and quick to get through the buffet. I much prefer having dinner in the dining room every night. We go in, we sit at our same table every night. We don't have to wait. The server comes right over. Usually if we've been there a few days, they already know what our drink order is and they have those ready for us. Then our food comes. It's nice and hot. They have a wide variety to choose from. If you want more than one entree, you can get it. You can get as much as you want. And it's hot. It's relaxed. You have people waiting on you. And I much rather prefer that. And so do some others. So next time you're rushing to the buffet, maybe try a burger place out by the pool deck or grabbing a slice of pizza or a sandwich. Those are made right there on the spot, fresh for you. Your burgers will be hot. Your fries were just made, and it might be a better option. So go ahead and try that. Number two is the mega ships. Now, people just love these huge mega ships. They're like floating cities with everything you could ever want on this ship. Sometimes it seems like you need to get a Google map to find your way around because they're so large. Um, they have everything from, the water slides, roller coasters, multiple show venues and music venues and restaurants, central parks, just so much. It does kind of seem like these mega ships are not as intimate as it used to be. With the smaller ships, we would always see people that we had seen, the day before and perhaps talk to. We run into them again and again and would talk to them, maybe go have a drink with them. On these mega ships, it's not so personal. You're not going to see the same crew member that maybe helped you yesterday in the bar or something. You're not going to see the same people because there's over 5,000 people on this ship. So while some people do love these mega ships for everything they have, Others prefer a smaller ship, more intimate, more personalized, and easier to get around. Some of these mega ships, it might take you a week to know the whole layout of that ship. So it just depends on the individual person, what they like. Now, I have never been on one of the big mega ships, so I can't really speak about that. But once I do, I'll let you know how I feel about that. Number 3 is cruise theme nights. Now, a lot of people love the cruise theme nights. Things like white parties where you dress all in white, 80s parties where you would wear 80s outfits, etc. There's so many of these parties that go on. Now, I myself like doing this with my son and granddaughter. We have a lot of fun. Probably if it was just me on there, or maybe even me with my husband. He's passed away now. I don't know if we would do those. They're fun to go to and watch, but we have the 80s outfit. We have disco outfits, nothing major. We might be just a t-shirt or a headband or, something like that. We have our white clothes we wear, but while a lot of people love this, other people dread it. They feel like they need to do homework and go out and buy these outfits, and it takes up extra room in their suitcase. They don't want to change their clothes. They just want to be comfortable. Well, it's up to you. You don't have to go to these parties. On our last cruise on Anthem of the Seas, they had a disco party and an 80s party, and we dressed in our costumes. We were the only ones dressed up on that ship. Nobody else was dressed up. There was a lot of people there, but no one dressed up. Whereas on a carnival ship, when we would go to the white party, the 80 party, like everyone was dressed up in there. So it just depends on the individual. If they want to go out and get a little bit extra for a costume, we use ours now on every cruise. It was inexpensive items, not anything elaborate. So if you love having fun and going to those, go and enjoy it. If you don't, there's plenty of other things happening on the ship at all times of day. Don't feel obligated. You're not obligated to go and buy any of this stuff. You can come as you are to these parties or go somewhere else. It's just up to the individual. Number 4 is the pool decks. Sometimes it can be chaos instead of relaxation on a pool deck. It just depends. It depends on the time of the year. Is it like spring break or summer when all the kids are out? Peak seasons? Multiple reasons the pools can just be crowded and noisy and you just want to relax. Now, a lot of people do like this atmosphere where there's a lot going on. There's music playing and, people all over the ship, while others just want to sit on the pool deck and read their book. So this depends on the individual also. If you don't like all this partying that's going on or kids running around, you have other options. There's always an adult pool on the cruise ship, much quieter, and usually a second pool where anyone could go to on a ship, which is less crowded. Usually there might be a pool at the back of the ship instead of the center where the main pool is. That's a lot calmer, more relaxed, and just go to one of these other pools. If the regular pool deck is not for you, there's too much noise, too much chaos, just head to another pool and relax. Number 5, another thing that a lot of people love is the casinos. For many people, this is a must. They can't wait to get on the ship, get out to sea, and get to the casino. I've actually seen people sitting at a slot machine waiting for it to open because the cruise ship wasn't out to sea yet, but they didn't want to lose their particular slot machine, so they were sitting there waiting. That's kind of crazy to me. I lived in Vegas for 17 years, and so I don't really care too much about a casino. I got my fill of it living there, but it's fun to do. So if you want to get out and have some fun, you can go ahead and do that. But I wouldn't be too serious about it because in one of my other videos I talked about cruise casinos are not regulated like a Vegas casino, so they can change the odds on a cruise casino at any times. They can tighten up those machines remotely whenever they want to. So chances are you're not going to hit on a casino. Now, sometimes you may win, but it's not going to stay that way. So go there to have fun. Usually they're loud, usually filled with cigarette smoke if you don't mind that. Some have non-smoking areas, but the smoke tends to drift over to those areas. So a lot of people don't go there because they don't like the smoke-filled casino or the noise, while others love it. So it's up to you. I go there, but I don't spend a lot of time there. Usually we have free play, so we would go and use that, maybe have a drink in there and not stay long. So it's up to the individual. Another thing that people love is the specialty dining. Is it luxury or just clever marketing from the cruise ship? Now, back in the day when I first started sailing with my husband, there was no specialty dining. You got on the ship and every restaurant, every eating place was included in what you'd already paid. You didn't pay for extras. But nowadays, you have various restaurants you can choose from, like the steakhouse, Italian restaurants, and so on, that you could go and spend up to $65 a person to eat at. Now, some people love this. It feels like a little extra luxury for them. But I myself and some others would much rather spend that money somewhere else. Maybe a shore excursion or purchasing something else or souvenirs other than going to a $65 dinner. Now, they don't all cost this, but some of them do cost that much. I feel like, and others do, with all the food venues available that's included in your price, you have snacks, you have desserts, you have variety of dinner foods, anything you want, 24 hours a day. Why do you need specialty dining? But again, it's up to the individual, or you can try one of these special dining venues for lunch and pay a lot less and get almost the same exact food, which we did do on our last trip. I got a really good deal to get a lunch at Jamie's Italian marked way down. So we did it for lunch. That's the first time I've ever done any specialty dining, and it was just as good as paying twice as much for dinner. So you might want to try that for your specialty dining also. Number 7, things people talk about and the most controversial, drink packages. Is it a cruise deal or a pricey mistake? Now, this again depends on the individual. How much do you drink? Do you drink a lot of alcohol, coffee, soda? Is that going to add up to the drink package for you? Drink packages can be very spendy, up to $80 per day. And this is per person that's 21 or over in your cabin. So if one person is to take that drink package and there's another person in your cabin 21 or older, they must also purchase the drink package. So that can get really spendy if you're not a big drinker. For example, right now on our next Princess cruise, if my son and I would get the drink package, it would cost an extra $860, I think, for us to get that. I don't hardly drink alcohol. I drink like maybe 2 or 3 drinks the whole 7-day cruise. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink sodas. But with Princess, you get a lot of other extras than you do with other cruise lines. You get gratuities paid for. You get 2 casual dinings with the regular plan, and with the Premier plan, you get unlimited specialty dining. So Princess Cruise does have things. If I were to choose any cruise line to get their drink package, it would be Princess. Because of everything included in theirs. But like when we go on Carnival or Royal Caribbean, I would not get their drink package because that is just the drinks only. And since I don't drink that much, we just pay as we go. It comes out a lot cheaper. So if you're not a big drinker, sit down and figure this out. Price it out on a sheet. Would I be drinking this much a day? You would have to drink 6 to 8 drinks alcohol drinks a day to break even with these packages. So just figure it out. It may seem like a good deal, and in the end, it's actually not. So check that out. Something else people love or hate: dancing waiters at dinner time. Now, some people love this while others hate it. Some want to sit in peace and relax, and others really enjoy having the fun. I myself really love it, and I think it's fun. I love to see the waiters dancing around. Everybody's waving their napkin. I think I have a little clip here of our last cruise. I love to see that. That's been going on since my husband and I first started cruising in the 1980, I want to say. We first started cruising. That's been going on since then, and we all always enjoyed it, but a lot of people don't. Again, it's just an individual's choice. Another thing, number 9, that people love or hate: the cruise ducks and door decor. Now, on a lot of ships, more than others, people are hiding ducks, those little rubber ducks that maybe you've seen sticking around the cruise ship on a stairwell or hiding somewhere or in a plant. We found a lot of them in a plant. Little rubber ducks that passengers bring on, and they hide around the ship for people to find. Now, my granddaughter loves doing this. She loves looking for the ducks. We go around with her looking for ducks. On some cruises, we have found quite a few ducks. I think on our last 2 Carnival cruises, we had a lineup of ducks in our cabin. So it's really fun for us to do. Other people hate it, but I don't really understand why. Just don't look for the ducks and you don't have to worry about it. If you don't like it and it's not for you, it's not something that you're made to do. So don't worry about that. The same thing is with the door decor. A lot of people like to put decorations on their cabin doors. They're metal, and so they'll put various things, like maybe an occasion, maybe they were just married or having a birthday. Now, I had never done this to our last cruise to Alaska. I got some magnetic cruise decorations that were really inexpensive on Temu. I think I have a picture here I can probably put up about our door. They were simple door decorations that had a cruise ship and said Alaska and had some animals there. It's kind of fun for me. I like to see the various things people have on their cabins as we're walking down the hallway. One of the cabins on our last cruise, they had a whiteboard and they would draw a picture every day, a funny picture of the port they were in or if we were out to sea. And it was kind of neat to see what they had drawn for that day. So again, an individual thing, whether you love these or whether you don't. Number 10 is the cruise shows. Now, spectacular or snooze worthy? Again, depends on the individual. Now, I myself love a cruise production show and going to the shows. It's one of my favorite things. But there are passengers that don't like it. I've looked over beside me and seen people sound asleep. Now, sometimes this happens because usually you're at a show right after dinner, or maybe you've been out in port all day and you're exhausted and you go to the show and sit down and just fall asleep, or others just don't like the show. And, a lot of times you don't want to get up and leave. That's kind of rude to the performers and other passengers to get up and leave in the middle of the show. So you kind of want to stay there and wait. But again, it's an individual thing. I love these shows. We go to every single show that's on a ship in the different venues, and I have just really enjoyed them while others don't like them. So again, it's up to you. Number 11 is shore excursions. Are we rushing or on vacation? Now, when your tour starts at 6:30 a.m. in the morning and you're on a time schedule, it's not always good. You may wish you had more time at these stops. So a lot of times your excursion group will meet very early in the morning. You'll go on your tour. You might be on one port. You're going to look at something and then they're like, hurry up, get back on the bus. We got to go to the next stop. And you're like, what? I wanted to look at this. Well, you have to go on their time schedule. So a lot of times it's better just to do it on your own. If you know there's specifically something you wanted to go see, make arrangements for that. or just go out and walk the ports and find different things happening. There's always something going on. We love to venture out on our own. We've taken some excursions before. I don't like paying for the very, very expensive ones, especially in Alaska. So I try to find ones that are not that expensive and they're still a lot of fun and we have a good time. So just think about that. Next time you are scheduling an excursion, do you want to get up that early when you're on vacation? And do you want to be on their time schedule and not yours? It just depends. Number 12. Now, if you've ever sailed on Royal Caribbean, you will know about the Washi Washi song.
Washi washi girl.
Washi, 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 copy, copy, copy. Jammy, yummy, yummy, yummy. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Wash your hands.
Yeah.
You're headed into the buffet, and there they are on both sides. If there's more than one entrance, we had these on our last cruise in May. Two Washi Washi girls. One was dressed as an avocado. The other one on the other side was dressed as a strawberry. I'll put a video up here. Usually they're dressed in some kind of costume and have a song to sing to get you to come wash your hands at the washing stations before you go into the buffet. Now, these gals were really working on people to get them in. If people walked by them, they would actually rush up to them and ask them to please come wash their hands, which is good. They're trying to do that to avoid spreading the norovirus and other things that can break out on a cruise ship. And everybody should go there and wash your hands. Even if you think you just washed them in your cabin, you may have touched the elevator buttons, hand railings, other things on your way up there. So just to protect yourself and other passengers, just go in and wash your hands. It just takes a minute, and then sit and listen to the Washi Washi song. Some people hate this. It really bothers them, and others really like it. I think it's a fun thing, and it doesn't hurt anybody. So there you have it. You don't have to love everything in a cruise to love cruising. Not everybody loves the same thing. That's why there's so many different things going on in the cruise ship, not just set things, all day long. You've got a schedule going on at various times of what's happening around that ship. Game shows and bingo and trivias and so on and so on. There's something for everyone. So if you didn't like any of these things, I'm sure there's a lot of other things for you. If you did love them, then great for you. Let me know in the comments what you love and what you don't love about cruising. I want to thank you guys for stopping by today. If you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing to my channel to help me grow. So I hope to see you again real soon on my channel, The Golden Cruiser. Bye for now and have a wonderful day.